Hi guys, this is Johnny Boy with Tri-Moto. Today, I'm here with my 2025 Kawasaki KLX300R. It's a great trail bike. I've recently given this to my son. We've been riding it hard. So, we're gonna do some general maintenance on today. It's raining outside today, as you can see. So we're gonna go and do torque specs, oil change, air filter change. How I do my torque specs, I start at the front of the bike, and I'll work my way down, then the oil change, air filter change. So stay tuned, we're gonna get into it.
All right guys, we're gonna be doing the front brake disc mounting bolts. They're to be torqued down to 23 Newton meters. They're 6mm bolts. Newton meters already selected. What I do is I'll take a Sharpie and I'll just mark the first place right there so I know where I started. Put this in, click, 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 and we're back to the beginning. Now we're going to be doing the front caliper mounting bolts. They're going to be torqued down to 25 Newton meters. And they are a 6mm bolt as well. These bolts right here. Click. Click. It's these bolts here and here. All right, guys, we're gonna be tightening down the fork guard covers. It's these 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. It's the exact same on the other side. I cannot find torque specs, but I'm gonna tighten down to 8.4 Newton meters, and it's an 8mm bolt. Click. 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 Be the exact same on the other side. All right, guys, we're gonna be doing the front fork clamp bolts lower and the front fork clamp bolts upper. They're to be tightened down to 20 Newton meters. And they are 10mm bolts. Be the same for both sides. Click. 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 Do the exact same on the other side. All right, guys, we're gonna be doing the handlebar clamp bolts. They are here, 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 and here. They'll be tightened down to 25 Newton meters. And it is a 12mm bolt. I'm only gonna do one. Click. You do that for 25 Newton meters for all 4. All right, guys, we're now be doing the plastic bolts. They're 8mm bolts. I cannot find specs in the instruction manual, but I'm gonna tighten them up to 8.4 Newton meters. You got a bolt here, you got 2 bolts under the radiator shroud, you got a bolt here, and you will have a bolt here and here. Unfortunately, with this bike, I lost the bolt here and here on a ride. They just popped right out. It's another reason torque specs are so important. So I gotta get that fixed. So starting here, you will need an extension to do your radiator bolts. So we're just gonna go here. Click. This one. Click. Click. Click on that one. And that's done. Same thing on the other side. We're going to be tightening up the rear master cylinder mounting bolts here and here. It is a 4mm bolt, and they are to be torqued down to 7.8 Newton meters. Click. Click. We're going to be tightening up the rear brake disc mounting bolts, which are these bolts around this brake pad, brake disc. They're to be tightened down to 23 Newton meters. It is a 6mm bolt. Again, Sharpie, mark the one that you start with, so that way you know where to end. Click. 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 And you're back to the beginning. We're tightening up the rear caliper mounting bolt, which is right here. It is to be tightened down to 27 Newton meters. And it is a 6mm bolt, just like the rear brake disc mounting bolts. Put it in here. Click. Good. We're going to be tightening up the kickstand bolt, which is right here. It is a 14mm bolt. It is to be tightened up to 44 Newton meters. Click. It's good. We're now going to be replacing the oil. We're using 10W40 Valvoline 4-stroke motorcycle oil, full synthetic. Also replacing the oil filter, which is going to be a Fram CH6015. So let's get into it. To release the oil, I like to take off where you fill in your oil, take that cap off. Let's see this flow out better. We're going to be using a 14mm socket. And that oil actually looks pretty good. So always look at your oil. Right now it's not black at all. So we'll let that drain out. All right, guys, I'm gonna be putting back in the oil drain bolt. It is a 14mm bolt, tightened down to 15 Newton meters. I'm using an extension. An extension does lessen your torque. So I'm actually putting it at 16 Newton meters. Try to make up for that lost torque in the extension. So I use my extension, I do it by hand all the way till I feel it against the engine. It's nice and tight. Take out my torque wrench. And it's already clicked. Make sure, click, click. Okay, we're going to be now replacing the engine oil filter on the KLX300R. It's unfortunately a pain in the butt. So when you take this filter out, the way I do it, I have to lay the bike over on its side to put the spring back in. So your torque wrench, these are going to be the 8mm bolts. And when we go to tighten them up, they will be tightened to 9.8 Newton meters. We tighten these back up. I'll show you all what I mean. So I already got my torque wrench here, but got my other one just to loosen it up. So we're gonna go and take this out. Be ready for oil to come out. We'll get this right about here. Got it loosened. Always loosen up each bolt on each side. It's just a habit I'm in. So I loosen up that one, then I loosen up this one. Try to take them out evenly, especially when you tighten them. You want to tighten them evenly. So there's the oil starting to come out. kind of tilt the bike towards you. Take these, set this off to the side. So here's this. Take that oil filter right out. There's the spring. We'll talk about it here in a second. So I'm sitting here, I'm going to inspect the oil filter. I'm looking for any big chunks of metal or anything else suspicious. I'm not seeing anything. Actually looks in really good shape. So that one's good. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get that spring out of here. There's that spring. What I like to do is take a paper towel and just kind of put it into a paper towel and put it off over here to the side. Then I take other paper towels, kind of get out that old oil. Just kind of cleaning that out there a little bit. There's all that. There's that. So now, here's the new oil filter. So this oil filter has to go in there like this, with the rubber part facing us. But to get this in, the hard part about these KLX300s, the one downside, one of the negatives that I really don't like about this bike is that it's just a pain. Because if you try to put the spring in, because the spring has to go in, it just falls right out. So the only way I've been able to do it is you gotta lay the bike on its side. Then what you do, take your spring, put it right in there. Again, rubber side out towards us, metal side goes on the spring. It's right there, it's perfect. Then you want to make sure that it kind of lines up in there, just like that. Just kind of hand tighten them. Okay, I'm gonna take my extension again with my 8mm there, tighten down the hand. Okay. My torque wrench is already torqued down, already got the right spec. It's 9.8 Newton meters. Click. Click. That one's good to go. All right, the oil's been drained. The oil filter's been changed. So now it's time to add oil. Again, 10W40 Valvoline 4-stroke oil. It'll take this full thing. This is 1 US quart. It'll take this full thing and 6 fluid ounces, okay? So you're gonna wanna have 1 full quart. So it's always 1 quart and 6 fluid ounces. I already have it pre-measured. Again, 6 fluid ounces. Just pour it right in. And we'll be back to show you all the oil level. All right, so we've added the oil. Now you can see where the line is, where the level is. They're at the very top line, pretty much the oil is. But we have not run the bike. As soon as we run the bike, it's gonna filter through that oil filter and it'll go down to closer to middle. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, we let the bike run for about 2 minutes, let it kind of cool down. It's on a stand, it's on flat surface, and it is right in the middle. Again, always measure your bike on one of these stands, not on the kickstand. So again, that oil is about right in between the two lines. All right, guys, taking the seat off. These are 10mm bolts. There's 4 of them. We're gonna take them off to get the air filter. It just pops right off. There's just a wing nut. We're just putting the wing nut, get it off. Looks like that. And the air filter just comes right out. Looks like that. The housing comes out. Follow me out here. Take this in a soapy water. Don't wring it, just squeeze. And I come over here. Let that one dry. Here's the other filter that we have. This one's already good. Use FFT oil. Pour that on. You just kind of work that into the filter. Okay, that's nice and tight. And all you're gonna do, this goes in, and you put on your 10mm bolts on all 4 sides, tighten it up, and you're done.